Let's get this music shut off. Here we go. Hey there, Regina Anley here, and it is time for the AI Spotlight. Sorry, I couldn't find the music there for a second to shut it off. Today, we're going to talk about planning an entire month of content using AI in about 10 minutes. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to share my screen right away, and we're going to get right into this. And I'm going to make sure that you have the prompts that I'm going to use, because it is so easy to use AI for your planning. How did we used to do planning? It used to be all manual. You sit down, you think, you ponder, you maybe bounce ideas off of somebody, or you figure out what the planning is, depending on how big or little the planning is. If you're planning for a week, if you're planning for a month, if you're planning for the year, whatever the planning is, it's all based on that. But there's a lot of thought that goes into that process, right? What if you had a thinking buddy that you could work with that could make it so much faster to get your planning done? That's where AI comes in. And what we're going to do is we are going to basically plan an entire month of content using AI. And I'm going to use ChatGPT, as you see up on the screen here. Again, you can use Gemini, you can use Meta, you can use whichever one. You can use Claude. Claude is actually really good for this as well. Right now, I'm using ChatGPT because I'm going to use some posts that I created that kind of fit into my specific stuff, and my ChatGPT knows me. So it makes it easier to do the planning and show you what it can do. So one of the things you want to make sure is that your AI knows you, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. They all have the memory features now. Most of the memory features are only with the paid version. So just check and see what you have first. And if your AI really knows you, or you can explain to it who you are, so it writes everything in your voice, it makes life so much easier. So I'm going to use a prompt, and I filled out the prompt. I have a template version of this prompt, and the prompt goes something like this. I'm going to paste it right in here. So it's I'm a what who helps who with whatever their main problem is. I post where, how often, and my content pillars. Your content pillars are those things. It's the main topics that you consistently speak of. 3 to 4 different main pillars is what you're looking for. And I need to create a content plan for, in this case, a month. So my content pillars are authentic marketing, AI tools for business, standing out in your market, and practical business growth strategies. I need to content plan for March 2026. I'm very specific on what I'm going to tell it. So check this out. Now, this is something that normally, if I'm planning a month of content, wow, this could take me hours, if not days, to get this done. So it gave me a theme: standing out without working harder. Great theme for the month, right? It's a big idea for the month. You don't need more content, louder content, trend chasing. You need clearer thinking. This already gave me great stuff. And now it's giving me a weekly structure. It planned out the weekly structure: perspective and mindset, tips and tools, teach something simple, how to, framework, checklist, Thursday, real talk, mistakes, myths. It just laid out everything. And here we go. The theme: why standing out feels so hard. Week 1. Week 2, authentic marketing that actually works. Week 3, AI is a thinking partner, not a shortcut. It basically took all of my pillars and it broke them out for the month. So I get everything covered consistently on what I do, right? So 1 main post per day. Now, the next thing I'd want to do is maybe, create some specific information. So now we're going to get a little bit more specific. And here's the next prompt that I'm going to put in. Again, I pre-wrote these to make it easier and faster for our purposes here, so you don't have to watch me type. So based on that plan, give me a specific post topics for each week, make them actionable and focused on solving real problems my audience has. So it came up with a great plan. Now, if it didn't come up with a great plan for you, what do? You go back and you tweak it. And you say, okay, well, I like this, but maybe I want to do this, or maybe I want to change up one of the pillars, and you have it generate what you need. You get a little bit more specific on what you need. So now I'm going to put, based on that plan, give me the specific post topics. So here you go. Love this direction. Of course, ChatGPT loves the direction. It always loves my direction. It's amazing. Week 1, the real problem. I'm posting, but nothing feels different or memorable. Great. It's giving me this information. Now, authentic marketing, real problem. My content feels forced, awkward, not like me. Perfect. AI feels powerful, but I'm not sure if I'm using it right. AI is a thinking partner. This is fabulous. I may actually use this for the month of March. I'm using this for a demo, but it actually may be my live stuff. So now I'm going to take this, because now I can go out and say, turn each one into a ready to post, right? So I can go in and just say, okay, you know what? Create week 1's posts. Create week 2's post. So in this case here, for our demo purposes, we're not going to go straight to there. We're going to create a calendar. But my next step here is going to be, okay, here's what we want to do. And we want to actually build out each one of these prompts, right? So in 10 minutes, I'm planning the whole thing. In probably an hour or less, I actually have them all created and can schedule them. So my next post here, my next thing for ChatGPT to do is going to be to give me a calendar. Take these topics and create a posting calendar for March 2026. I post Monday through Friday. Include the topic and a 1-line description for each post that shows how it helps coaches differentiate themselves. Now, the template says, take these topics, create a post for the posting calendar for enter your month. I post on how many days, include the topic and a 1-line description for each post. Now it's going to do that based on your information from above. And so here we go. Clean, easy to use posting calendar. Week 1, topic, how it helps. Week 2, or each day, it's going each day, Monday. It's literally going out every single day. And now with that, as long as I'm good with that, because the last step, this is 3 steps. We went out and we said, we're going to set up the framework, right, for what we're doing for the month, who I am, what I'm doing. Here's my content pillars. And then we generated those specific topics, step number 2. Step number 3 was we created that calendar, which is what it just did right here. Step number 4 is a reality check, going, okay, is this the right stuff? Does this all feel right? Now, in my case, again, my ChatGPT knows me well. So this is actually pretty spot on. I might change up a couple little things, but for the most part, this is spot on for me. So after I get done this, I'm going to turn them into ready to post. Now, we're not going to do that here. Again, that's the final step, and then actually going and scheduling them out. Now, pay attention to where you're posting. There's a few different little nuances depending on whether you're posting to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to Instagram. You want to change it up. Now, if you want posts for all 3, you want to change them up too. Now, whether you change images, you change the content, you want to change them up a little bit so you're not posting the same on every single platform. You can post the same. The algorithms aren't thrilled to death when you share the same thing on multiple different platforms because it's not unique anymore. It's the same, and you're just sharing the same stuff over and over and over again. So even if you just change up a little bit of what the main post is, or maybe change the image, you change something on it to make it a little bit different. Now you can go into Canva for each one of these and create an image. You can go in and say, okay, you created all the posts now, because down here I said, okay, let's go create the individual posts. So if I say, I'm actually going to speak it in, please create the actual posts for week 1. And it knows what our topics are. So here's the fully written posts. And because it knows me, it's going to write in my voice. We got Monday, March 2nd, we got March 3rd, March 4th. And here's the post. Now, if you get to the point where you're going, okay, well, I got to create images, and that's what usually takes me all of my time. What I can do is now say, please suggest an image to go with each one of these posts. Suggest 2 or 3 different options for what an image that's relatable to the post would be. And I probably said that way longer than it needed to be. But it will go out. It knows what I'm talking about. It's going to go out. Perfect. Strong visuals will reinforce the message. Option 1, option 2, option 3. It gave me 3 options per. So now if I don't know what to put there for an image, I can either go create them, or I can, meaning using AI to create them, or I can go into Canva, I can go into Adobe Stock, I can go into Pixabay, I can go into any of the image areas and pull out my images. Done, ready to go. An entire month's worth of contents in create the whole format, the whole framework for the month laid out in 10 minutes. And like I said, maybe another hour to actually get each 4, get the image, and then you can go schedule them on the platform. You can schedule on Facebook, you can schedule on LinkedIn, you can schedule on Instagram, the posts. So you can schedule out the entire month, set it, and almost forget it. And I say almost forget it because once you actually have the posts out there, if people start commenting on them, which is what we're looking for here, engagement, you want to engage back. So it's not a set it and forget it. As far as getting them out there and having it done so it's, off your plate and you don't have to do that anymore. Yes, that is a set it and forget it. But once you have them out there, now as each day posts, you want to make sure you're monitoring them and seeing what's working, what's getting engagement, and respond to any comments that are there. That's how easy it is to use AI to plan an entire month's worth of content in 10 minutes or less. So I'm going to share those prompt templates out underneath here. Feel free to just grab them, use them, change them up however you like, and make your content creation for next month super simple, easy. That's what I've got for you today on the AI Spotlight. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.